We refer to this as the Desert Durum growing area, and so between the Yuma area and the Imperial Valley, there's probably up to 200 different growers that grow this wheat for the market.
Michael Edgar, the general manager at Barclay Seed, is a local expert when it comes to the golden grains of the valleys. He says there are many varieties of wheat and a couple of specialty crops grown in the area, but it's usually durum.
Probably 95% of the fields I drive by are durum wheat fields.
Okay. And it's going to have this little bit lighter look to it, right?
Exactly.
Durum has 3 color categories. From lightest to darkest, it's hard amber durum, then amber durum, and durum, with the lightest being the highest quality. But as you look across a field, don't be fooled if you see a black tint.
Some of the varieties have a black awn to them. That's this small portion right here that's sticking out from the head. That's considered an awn, and you can see that it has a darker color to it. But once you thrash it, that combine behind us is going to separate that, and there you have the wheat that's going to wind up at our facility.
Most of the plant you see in the field isn't used at the mill. The long stalk coming up from the ground is cut about halfway up, so farmers can put the head of the plant through the combine.
He's cutting the heads off, if you will. That then is drawn through the machine where it goes through a series of beating motions, and that's what separates the grain from the chaff.
So the chaff falls back into the field, while the grain goes into the bin.
And how many little grains are on that one head?
Oh, that individual head might have anywhere from 35 to 50 individual seeds on that head.
So once the grain is out of the combine, what's the process from there?
Well, what they do here in the field, in order to keep that combine harvesting, they'll unload out of the combine into one of these grain carts.
Okay.
And that cart will then come over here and fill up these trucks. What that does is it allows the combine to continue what it does best, which is harvest grain.
Okay.
So it's to get maximization out of the combine. It's running all the time. It dumps into the cart then goes into the truck.
And only the grain from inside the chaff makes it to the truck and out of the field. Both the Yuma and Imperial Valleys have 80 to 100,000 acres of wheat, producing about 18 million bushels in a season.
Well, the total production in the United States, as I said, is about 105 to 110 million bushels.
How much do you guys expect to come out of this area this year?
Oh, this year you're going to see a total production of about 240,000 tons.
And that'll be shipped all over the world?
That will be. It'll be shipped domestically to the mills and then also around the world.
Local production may not sound like much compared to national production, but here Edgar says it's more about quality than quantity. Desert Durum is known for its strong gluten, which Edgar says makes the best pasta.
So in Italy, those pastas that they're known for, those gourmet pastas that they make, that wheat that they use comes from right here?
Yes, it does. We're very fortunate to be located in almost a garden environment when it comes to producing wheat. You start with good growers, you have good varieties, and then you have this perfect weather that we have.
And for a crop that needs a steady water supply, it's in the right place.
Farmers in this area can order water when they need it. It's unlike the northern plains, where the area they compete with, that's all dry land farming, meaning they have to rely on Mother Nature to provide water. Some years they get too much and some years they don't get enough.
This Homegrown segment is brought to you by the University of Arizona, Yuma.